The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
It's Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the Morning Crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
Let's go. Let's do it. 312-591-8300 is the number you communicate with us for the next 4 hours. Text, call, for whatever we have going on. The Know the Show Hour happening again, 7 o'clock, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. We'll ask you 3 questions about what we talked about in that hour at 8. And the first person through that can answer all of them correctly gets tickets for the 1975 on Sunday, and you will meet the 1975. Big deal. Big
It's kind of
deal.
cool because not often do you win something and then immediately get to use it. Like usually got to wait. Like next year when
Yeah.
they're here,
Yeah.
it's Sunday.
Right. I mean, literally, the payoff is right there. And lately, they have been announcing shows like a year in advance. Like the Metallica show at Soldier Field got announced over a year. It just seems weird. Noah Khan show, the Case got those tickets for before anybody else because he got in there for his girl. Had to get those tickets. Couldn't wait to see later on if he got the tickets. Mm-hmm. So that show also coming up, not a year, but I think it's April or May of next year up at Alpine Valley. And it is an instant payoff. I like that. It's kind of cool.
I know. It's
Also,
exciting.
you get to maybe meet your heroes. Like people always say, don't get to meet bands you like or heroes or whatever. You'd be
They
disappointed.
say never meet your heroes.
Yeah, I don't believe that. Do you believe that?
You don't get to meet bands that you like. Is not the saying.
You don't. Yeah, meet bands you like. Yeah, don't meet. Well, a lot of people are heroes.
I don't know. I was really excited to meet Lizzo and she was mean. So that was a bummer.
Really?
She may have been having a bad day. I think that's hard for celebrities because if you do have one bad day, now somebody thinks you're mean, right? So I like to give a little bit of leeway on that. For example, Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
She's a great on Apple TV, a great docuseries, by the way.
Yeah.
Her family reminds me of Selena Quintanilla's family, where the whole thing is seriously happening like within their house, the whole family. Really, really cool dynamic, by the way. So great watch on Apple TV.
I never saw that. When it came out, it was a big deal, and I never watched it for some reason.
It was phenomenal. I always liked her, but I watched it and then I loved her.
Oh, wow.
I was like, oh my God, she's just an awesome person.
Yeah.
But she had a great example where she was going through a breakup. And this guy treated her like crap. It's who a lot of her songs are about initially, so those bangers. So he treated her like such crap. And she was going through a breakup. Like, he's sending her these mean text messages, all this, and she's supposed to be at a meet and greet, but she's just crying. She's stressed out. And later someone posted like, oh, real nice of Billie Eilish to be standoffish and da-da-da-da. You know, it was our one night to meet her. But she was having this horrible, I did nothing. She goes, I can't catch a break. Like, I'm getting harassed by a person I'm in love with. And when I saw that, I'm like, oh, it's so true.
Yeah.
Oh, so you got a little bit of leeway. So I try to be fair, but
Well, that's the thing. You
but
meet
Lizzo
them.
was pretty mean to me.
All that being said, Lizzo was pretty mean.
She didn't talk. She didn't seem sad or anything. We got to do pictures, and I was like, oh, my God, I'm such a big fan of you. And we actually knew her DJ, Sophia Erez. I knew her from Minneapolis. So we all lived in Minneapolis at the same time. And her DJ, Sophia, had told me about her. And I'm like, I actually know Sophia Erez really well. Da-da-da. And she like, kind of did the head nod at me, like, neat.
You're expecting,
and I'm like, okay.
you're expecting you have some intricate connection that might spark her
Yeah, it
interest.
was one of her best friends.
Which is what you'd always do when you meet somebody like that. It's always great to not just say, love you, you inspire me. Those are great things to say. But when you have something specific that can trigger, oh, wow, this person really knows me or whatever, then you get a connection with an artist when you talk to them a little better usually. But it is weird. You'll selectively give passes, I think, to people. Like, if you really like them, you'll go, maybe they're having a bad day. But if you kind of like them, you're like, they're a bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of go that way.
I think it depends what they hit you with. Because if someone just seems kind of upset or like misty or whatever, it's like, I don't think that was towards me. They seem like a little off. But when they're just like, like if she would have smiled and been like, "Oh, that's really cool," but didn't go into it, I would have been like, you know what, she could be having an off day. But she looked like she wanted me to light myself on fire. When I said that, I'm like, I am sorry.
Yeah.
So I don't know. She could have been having a bad day. But I had a great interview with her later in life. So
I was going to say, you need a redo. You need to take two.
She was very nice on my Zoom interview with her. Not nice when I met her.
Oh.
So I don't know.
She likes you digitally.
She likes me digitally. I think she couldn't recognize me. I always wonder if we dated the same Minnesota Viking, and that's what happened, because she talks about it in her song.
That could do it.
And I'm like, I know he was not solely dating me. I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
But I don't blame the other women.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Well, again, to know the show hour starts at 7 a.m., 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. You just listen. You sit back and enjoy. We've got a great show planned for you. So do that, and then the 1975 tickets and a chance to meet the 1975 will happen at 8. We'll ask you 3 questions about the 7 a.m. hour. You can answer them. First person through will get that wonderful prize. But first, a fact that makes your brain go, let's just tease it a little bit. Why do you think you should have a roll of toilet paper in your fridge? Why do you think that? Take a guess.
I don't think that.
I know, but you should. So why do you think you should have a roll of toilet paper in your fridge?
Like if I had to guess?
Yeah, take a guess.
I don't know, make it stronger.
Makes the toilet paper
Bonds
stronger.
the fabric together.
That's one guess. We'll let you know if you're right. Coming up here at 6:30, we'll let you know why everybody listening should have a roll of toilet paper
A little bit stronger.
in their fridge.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Well, time for a fact that makes your brain just go. It blows it up. Just takes it out. Why you should have a roll of toilet paper in your fridge. A lot of people guessed on the text line. Dodger Boy checked in. Because it tastes much better chilled. Too cold and toilet paper becomes too hard. But chilled just with a little paprika brings out the taste of the flavor of your toilet paper.
The whole thing just bothered me. So disgusting.
That's not right. The reason you should put a roll of toilet paper in your fridge is so it smells better. And here's what happens.
What?
You put a roll of toilet paper in your fridge, and it absorbs all the bad smells out there that go on in your fridge. So putting a roll
it makes the fridge smell better than
Yeah.
the toilet paper?
Oh, no.
I go, what kind of toilet paper is everyone buying?
Yeah. I mean, I think people thought it might be nice to put your toilet paper in the fridge for a cooling effect. Might be a nice little thing there, but it doesn't relate to that. It relates to the food in your fridge and what your fridge smells like, and putting a roll of toilet paper in there.
Well, you could just do that with,
What is it, baking soda?
yeah,
You
well,
can do
Arm
that.
and Hammer, baby.
Arm and Hammer. Do you put that in your fridge? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do not replace it every 30 days, though.
Remember the commercial you saying that? That was a scam.
The box says every 30 days, and I switch that out like once a year, so I don't know.
Here's a question as a baker. What is baking soda used for besides that? Because that's all I've seen a commercial for is put it in your fridge to get rid of the smells.
What do you mean?
Like, what's baking soda used for?
It's in tons of recipes.
It is? You actually eat it?
Yeah, like it's not a lot of it. It's usually like a teaspoon or so in a recipe. It has to do with the rising of like breads and stuff like that. Like baking powder and baking soda have a lot to do. The thing is with baking is it's not like cooking. It's a lot more like scientific because things actually do have to rise and have the right consistency and stuff. So it all has to do with like something being like light and flaky or rising, stuff like that.
Huh. Interesting.
So you'd have to use it.
That's a fact. That's a fact right there that I didn't know.
Let me tell you something. If you've been using, because it's very rare, you have to get rid of a box of baking soda before you finish it, guaranteed. Because if you're having an issue with some of your baking lately and you're like, why are my cookies flatter? Why is my cake flatter? Check your baking soda and baking powder. Because if it is over that 30 days, which guaranteed it probably is from opening it, that can affect it too. Like an older rising agent, yeast, sodas, and powders do affect the consistency of your baking.
Well,
Heads up.
I'm glad I brought this up. Because
Just so you know.
I honestly didn't think baking soda was anything except getting the smell out of your refrigerator because that's how they've branded it forever. Since I was a kid, I was like, put that in the fridge and it'll get rid of all the smells.
It's a good idea because it's not used that common. It's not like in every single baking dish, no matter what. It's
right.
like butter's in everything basically, right? So it's not like that. And you only use a tiny bit of it. So it's like a teaspoon at a time.
And butter doesn't go bad. Butter stays forever. You can eat butter like a year from now.
Oh no. I keep my butter in unless I'm using it. So when I pull a stick out, then I'm using it. But I keep it all in the freezer.
Really?
Just to make sure that it doesn't go bad. Yeah.
But then you try to use
keep
it.
it.
You have to defrost the butter.
It doesn't take that long to defrost butter.
I don't
know
know.
if you know this. It's not like a chicken.
I need butter instantly when I want
I
butter,
don't have
extra
to wait
butter.
like 24 hours to get the right consistency on my butter.
Let the butter sit out, de-thaw.
This doesn't take that long.
Well, anyway, if you don't want to use baking soda, it's going to go bad in 30 days. You can put a roll of toilet paper in there. It never spoils, and it will get rid of the smells. They do say in a list of hierarchy, baking soda works better, but a toilet paper works pretty damn good. A roll just in there.
Also,
Yeah.
baking soda doesn't make... If I opened someone's fridge and saw that, I would leave the house. I'd be like, I'm not eating here.
What would you think happened? Do you think they went to get a roll and they went to also get a snack and they put the roll in there by
honestly,
mistake?
I would not be able to eat at someone's house if I saw that. I know that sounds crazy,
No.
but I just wouldn't know what else they're doing. I feel very similar about people who paint their baby's ass orange and then like put it on a plate so it looks like a pumpkin.
Oh, boy.
And then that plate's at their house. I'm like, I'm not eating on this stuff. I'm not eating.
All right.
At
So
your house.
we did that with Harper.
Did you really on a plate?
But daycare did it. They asked if they could do it. We said,
But
yeah.
on a plate, it's one thing to do it on like a canvas, which I don't know. Sometimes I'm so like, nah, I don't need like an ass print of my baby. I don't know.
It's on a plate.
It's on a plate.
You're going to get to eat cake off it at her
I'm
birthday
not
party.
eating there.
Yes, you
I can't
are.
do it. This is why I don't eat at people's
Oh, it's
houses.
so cute. The orange butt.
Oh.
Ugh. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Well, whatever. You'll be fine. You'll get over that by the time you have to eat off of it.
I don't like it.
Well, there you go. A fact that makes your brain go. And I agree. If you go to someone's house, they got toilet paper in their fridge. I'm questioning everything about them.
Or ass plates.
Yeah.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And Kenzie was explaining during that song how she got booed last night. And of course, me and Case, the producer, went, what do you mean you got booed at your home? Like you came in
Yeah, I
and
got booed.
people were just out there in the street going, boo, boo. Like,
I
that's-
really thought you, at least one of you would know what that is. And Brian, you've a daughter. I mean, she's probably too young to get booed, but like,
I've booed her a few times when she, just changed the diaper and I have to change it again. Like, boo.
that's not what I mean.
Boo.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's not what getting booed is.
Is that what it is?
I thought it was that too.
No, you should have seen everyone's face when I came in today. They were like, "Who was booing you last night?"
Yeah, and then because we all, send information about what we want to talk about in the show the next day through an email, and you said you got booed, and it was just kind of unusual with no explanation. And I was like, how did someone boo you? And then you explained it, so now it's time to explain to everybody else, because maybe everybody else knows that we don't know, me and
Okay,
Case.
so if you have a kid that's like basically old enough to have friends, all right, so let's say you probably hit that 3-year-old range with doing play dates and stuff, there's a good chance that you've gotten booed around Halloween.
Uh-huh.
This is when a lot of times other kids run up to your doorstep. They have like a mask on, or they like to cover up the Ring doorbell, and they drop off a basket full of goodies. All right, there's usually Halloween candy in it, a Halloween coloring book, a baking kit, something like little Halloweeny things in like a classic trick or treat bucket with the pumpkin face.
Okay, so it's a
right?
good thing.
Yeah, so you get booed. So my son used to get a lot of these, like 6 or 7 of them, like kindergarten, first grade. That's when it's at like its peak of like cute little kid thing to do, right?
I want to know if this is an Elgin thing, or if this is a whole suburb thing, or it's a
people
city
get
thing.
booed, man.
Have you been booed? Let us know. Chime in.
People tell you booed. So he didn't get one last year, and I'm like, that probably makes sense. He's in 4th grade now,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, I think that's kind of a younger thing, and I don't like to be negative, but I've always felt like they're about to go trick or treating in a few days, and we're dropping off boatloads of candy at everyone's
Yeah.
house. Like, whatever. He's about to get that. So I was like, okay, it's more fun for little kids because they trick or treat for a way less amount of time too. So it's another fun thing you can add.
Yeah.
So I thought we were done with it, and now we've gotten booed twice, 2 nights in a row, right for Halloween. And I'm not trying to be negative.
Well,
He
what's the
was very
problem with
excited.
getting booed?
The problem is, the only issue is that if somebody boos you, of course the parents, it's like an unspoken rule, like, well, you'll boo my child.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? And I wasn't expecting it. And now we're getting really close to Halloween, and I'm still, every single night I spend an hour or 2 on my son's costume. We're carving the pumpkin Thursday when we have time. We have everything planned out. And I'm like, when am I supposed to go to the store, buy multiple Halloween baskets, shop for them, drive him around, because you have to do it after like 9:30 at night because you want the lights off so they can't see you, drive him around, drop off baskets. And I just thought, it's hard as a parent. Like, you really appreciate it. It's so sweet. But it's like, can we just have a group chat where we're not gonna do this anymore, right?
Well, how do you know who booed you? If they're
because it's easy for parents, like kids. If my son sees the Ring doorbell, which we don't have to show him, so if they didn't do a good job hiding, we won't show him. We're like, we don't know who did it.
Oh boy!
But we have a Ring doorbell, and we can see the parent's car, or like what we could piece it together.
Okay.
Right?
You don't have to
There's
be.
only so many friends.
You don't have to be, a detective on this one.
Yeah, I mean, he's got like 5 best friends. I got
Okay.
it. Okay, I'm on it.
So this becomes a cycle of having to go to Target, buy stuff.
I have spent, like, in the past years, because, like, we have to boo back 8 families. You got to buy the buckets. You got to buy the stuffing. You got to have stuff to put in them. It's cost me over $100 before.
Damn. Is there a deadline that's before Halloween's got to get done?
It's got to be by Halloween, for sure. You don't
Yeah.
boo somebody after Halloween. They're just a psychopath.
You can't just do it on Thanksgiving.
We got elfed one year, and I go, I'm not doing this.
Wait. What's elfed?
It's the same thing. It's a Christmas bucket. And I looked at my husband and I go, we're not doing this. Christmas is so expensive. I am not dropping off baskets full of... Do I look like Santa? Kind of, because I'm pregnant, but that's not the point. I am not doing it, okay?
Wow.
And so, but I'm not trying to be mean. It is so sweet of a family to consider you. But you know when you're just like...
It's one more thing.
As a parent, like... You already have to put a lot into holidays. Like,
Yeah.
we do a lot. My son has themed lunches leading up to Halloween. I put little eyes on his clementine so it looks like a jack-o'-lantern. I have fun little themed desserts in his lunch. I'm making a Halloween costume. I'm carving pumpkins. And we've decorated the front of the house. Like, you're doing all this stuff already. I'm like, okay, great. I can't wait to put all these boo baskets together.
I think Kathleen on the text line can relate to you. She just said, I've stopped all that S. And she said the S word.
Oh, my God.
So at some point you just tap out. Wait a minute. I've never heard of either of these. I don't know if it's a city suburb thing. I'm not sure. I don't think it is. But then again, I've never heard of booing and elfing.
Well, listen, elfed.
Sorry, elfing. I've heard of elfing. It's not booing.
Hey-o.
Boom.
Listen, I can't. There was one year he got so many. And here's the deal. They can't possibly, between their Halloween candy and then if you get 8 buckets, you're not finishing that. Like, he'd end up in the hospital, right? So I let him, he was like kind of pulling stuff out of buckets. And then like when he wasn't looking, I reused some of those buckets for when we went and booed people like to different houses. Because like, this is insane. We already have mountains and piles of candy. And I'm not trying to be mean.
I don't know. It's just one more. You want alone time. You want a little bit of alone time.
Like, at what point are we just doing too much stuff, right?
Yeah.
Where's the threshold of like we are just as a society we're spending so much money and doing so many things, and I am a Halloween psycho. I like to make it really, really special. We've talked about this. I love making holidays.
Yeah, it's your favorite holiday.
Oh, it is. But I love making all holidays truly, truly special. But at what point, like, if you're already focusing on that and you're already putting the effort in, adding 18 things prior to the holiday, it's like,
yeah,
it's a lot.
So 773 checked in. My old neighborhood, the neighbors would do boozy to each other, a small bag of airport liquor bottles, shot glasses, and Halloween decorations.
Oh, my God, that's funny.
Some other people are like me in case they've never heard of it, but a lot of people said, yeah, this is something that goes on in the city, in the suburbs, but it's not everywhere. So... I don't know. I mean, well, as a society, should we agree not to do it then?
And also, think of it this way. So, until February, there's one kid in the house. But we've had neighbors who have we had neighbors who had 3 sons. So they booed us. I got to return 3 baskets for their one. You know what I'm saying? So most families have multiple, like in a family neighborhood, they have a couple. So if you want to boo, say all you're doing is booing 3 households, that may be 8 baskets, depending on all the siblings, because you can't leave a family member or like one of their family members out. So it's like, oh, you gotta like overthink it. So now you're buying girl baskets and guy baskets and things they like.
I don't know how long this has been going on. Jenna checked it and goes, basket. I got a brown paper bag with a ghost stapled to it when I was a kid, and that was the booing back then.
At least you got one. We got nothing. You better wait till the 31st and walk your ass to each house to get a piece of candy. It's like, it's unbelievable. But I feel guilt because it's very sweet, and I love that somebody took the time to think of my son and drop it off.
That's very sweet.
Of course it is. But sometimes I'm like, aren't we all busy? Like, I see all of our posts, and I know it.
630 checked in. I'm a grown-ass adult, and I do this S at my work. My coworkers boo each other. It's got to stop.
It's as a system, we do so many things. I mean, think about how crazy Christmas has gotten.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So,
And
they
how much
they have the
stuff you
Christmas
have to
ads
do.
right now. I mean, everything is full of Christmas stuff now.
Oh, my gosh. And, like, here's the deal. The school already makes this stuff pretty fun because, like, my son already gets a Halloween party at school.
Yeah.
And a Halloween parade at school.
Yeah.
And we're doing all this stuff leading up to it, and you do the pumpkin patches too. And that's great. None of that upset. I think it's awesome that they get to do these fun celebrations. But oh my God, the extras, as if it's not hard enough to create the holiday experience for your own family.
Yeah.
Then turning around to try to create it for others is like, oh my God, it's so hard.
Crew member Ernie checked in. I think he's out in Yorkville.
Yeah.
He says, our subdivision does it. Excuse me. Sorry, I've got throat problems. Ernie checked in and said, our subdivision does it. It gives me anxiety. He said, it's just how much you got to do. So, yeah, a lot of...
Well, and not for nothing is that most of these families, and this is a me thing, okay? This is a me thing, and I totally get that. But a lot of times they do it when it gets late at night because kids have activities, right?
Yeah.
So your kids are going to activities, then you do dinner, and you want it to be dark out. And I've had kids doing it at 9:45 or 10 o'clock at night, and we have to go to bed for the show. I would get up at 3:15, right?
Yeah.
So I'm getting woken up.
By a boo basket.
Yeah, Tristan's getting booed. I'm getting pissed. You know what I mean? It's like, come on.
I love that Miguel checked in on the text line. This sounds like a white people thing.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. I wish people were outside our house just booing us.
I want the Hispanic community to check in as well. And every community out there. This booing
I
happens.
promise you,
It's not
as
just
a Hispanic family, it is happening to us.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Your husband's Mexican and you're Hispanic. So, yeah. I mean,
everybody's... It's happening to us all.
Okay, Meg's checking in from Stager. Meg, ahoy.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
What be happening? Boo.
Boo.
Yeah.
So, Kenzie, relax. If these people want to gift you, your kid something, awesome. Don't feel obligated to reciprocate because they want to do something nice from you. This whole, like, oh, well, they did something for me, so now I have to do it back to them because that's the way it goes. That's
But then they're gonna feel like, whoa, I gave something. You know how people are. They'll say, like, I gave something, but Kenzie's family didn't bring me something back. They didn't bring us back. You know what I mean?
Well, but if you want to do something nice for somebody, but you're doing it because you're expecting to get something back, that's your problem. You know what I mean?
I just know.
I'm serious.
One day I'm going to get Tyler spent the whole year crying because nobody booed him. And I'm going to be like, oh, God, so sorry.
Who didn't boo
Then
you?
you know what? So if nobody booed him, then you know what? You go to the store, you get a basket, and you say somebody booed him.
You know what?
That is okay.
Meg, I said this. I said, why don't all of us get together and we just boo our own child once? And then it's easy and controllable. We don't tell them. I'll run up to the door to mask and ring the doorbell and come in the patio. And I'm like, whoa.
Absolutely.
Whoa.
There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so think about this. So, you were talking about, you got elves one year. So I refuse to buy an elf on the shelf because I have got enough stuff to do.
I hear you.
I work. I've got 2 kids. I've got a husband. I've got 3 dogs. We are all in extracurricular activities. I don't have any kind of time to move a stupid elf every single night and come up with cutesy stuff to do.
What are you talking about, man? They're magic.
that.
They do it on their own.
Yeah, they're magic elves. They keep
What are you
moving around the
talking
house.
about?
Elf on a shelf didn't exist when I was a kid, and I am not falling for that stuff. So,
Good radio edit there you did there. Good job.
Thank you very much, Meg. You're professional.
All right. Well, there you go. Thank you so much for listening. Appreciate you, Meg.
have a good one.
I love you saying that about, I just pictured in Step Brothers when he's at the table going like crying, like, I'm going to throw up when Tyler didn't get booed.
Yes,
the kid goes like, Kenzie's house didn't boo us back. Yeah, there's a lot of anxiety out there. I agree with Meg.
That girl on the radio station is a real piece of crap. I didn't know you should never booed my kid. I already know.
I think she's right. Meg has the thing. Everybody needs to relax. If you give a gift, don't expect one back. You should have done it out of the nicest of your heart. We can boo anybody we want and do the elfing or elfed, whatever the hell it was for.
That's where I've booed a many. I'm like, I am not getting into elfed. You made that up because you're bored. Because I've only seen a few people do it, and I'm like, I refuse. Because the holidays are so expensive for everybody across the board. I'm like, no way. I'm already buying for 47 family members, and I'm dropping off an elf basket.
Oh, that's a lot of elfing. All right, listen, you can relax. Sit back here. At 7 o'clock, we start the Know the Show hour, where you just sit back and relax. No elfing, no booing. Just listen. And at 8 o'clock, we'll ask you 3 questions about that hour. And if you can answer those questions, first person through gets to go to the 1975 at the Allstate Arena on Sunday, and you get to meet the 1975. So just 6 minutes away, actually, from the Know the Show hour for that. In the meantime, it's Gil Curtis.
This is not headline news. Kurt Cobain's daughter married Tony Hawk's son, and the ceremony was performed by Michael Stipe of REM. The new couple plans to live in 1996. Adele extended her Caesars residency. So if you're in Vegas and in the mood to weep uncontrollably, go to a Raiders game. Cher says her 40 years younger boyfriend doesn't always understand her references. Although it is kind of convenient that he's never heard of half the guys she slept with. And today is National Greasy Foods Day, or as Americans call it, Wednesday. This is not headline news.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.